Welcome back. We're coming to the end of our course on the formulation process, and to wrap things up, we're going to take another look at speed bag, and we're going to show you how from this technique we can arrive using the formulation process at a couple of additional techniques. We're going to take speed bag, we're going to rederive it and arrive at a lapel grab, which is a well-known technique in many Kempo systems. And then from there, we're going to apply the formulation process again and arrive at yet another lapel grab defense, which is also another well-known Kempo self-defense technique. So hopefully you'll like these techniques and maybe you'll make them part of your repertoire as well. Let's get started. I have Justin here to help out. Let's get started by reviewing speed bag. So he's going to throw a roundhouse punch, and we're going to do an inward block followed by a back fist, then a thrust punch, and then a back fist and a thrust punch. And we're not going to worry about the kick. You may recall there is a kick to finish the technique. Today we're going to be working with the hands. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are the movements we're working with, but we're going to actually be working with 1, 2, and 5. We're going to delete movements 3 and 4. We're not going to worry about the left hand. And we are going to prefix our technique as well. So we're going to have one move, a prefix, and then we're going to start with our speed bag pattern, and we're going to begin with the 5th move. So we're going to rearrange the sequence. And the 5th move is our thrust punch to the face, but we're going to alter the target in this case, and we're going to make it a thrust punch to the solar plexus. And since we've altered the target, we could also alter the weapon. We could make this a back punch or an uppercut to the solar plexus, which then we'd also be adjusting the angle of delivery. Okay, now let's get started. We'll show you the prefix I'm talking about. As he grabs a hold, he's pulling me in. This is a two-hand lapel grab. He's going to pull me in, and I'm going to be stepping in. I'm going to make use of borrowed force. As he pulls, I'm going to catch him underneath with a punch to the solar plexus, but this hand is going to come across and check his arms. Now it's more than that. You'll notice I'm striking and checking. This is a minor blow though. Its major purpose is to serve as a distraction or as misdirection, because as he pulls and I catch him here, this comes just a fraction of a second first, so he doesn't see this coming. And if he can't see this coming, it's going to be much more devastating for him. And then from there, we're going to jump back into speed bag. So we started with the 5th move, and now we're going to move into the 1st and the 2nd. But we're going to alter, instead of a back fist, it's going to be a cross shuto. And with our block, we're going to adjust the range so that now we have a strike, which is going to be a hammer fist that rakes across the face and then comes back and clears the arms, so we have a sophisticated basic. Now from there, that's when we have our shuto or our hand sword to the throat. So now we have a technique that looks like this. Okay, it's a pretty powerful technique. It's pretty quick, pretty fluid. And now we're going to suffix the technique as well. So I caught him here. I'm going to come across, catch him in the head, and clear the arms out. From here, I chop, and now I'm going to roll into my elbow strike, which you'll notice was a sandwiching elbow, so he has nowhere to go, which is going to make that much more effective, much more devastating for him. Let's change sides. We'll show you from a different angle so you can get a good view from all around. He's pulling me in. We catch him underneath, and then I come across and hammer the head, clear the arms, and chop to the throat, and then roll the elbow. And if you put it together, there's your technique, okay? Just bouncing off of him. Now, we're going to apply the formulation process again. We're going to delete some movements here. So here are the moves we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to delete the palm, so this is our 5th move. And we're going to delete the punch. So we're going to start with our 1st move. We're going to contract it though. We're going to adjust the range so that now it's a check. We're going to delete the 2nd move and we're going to jump to the 3rd. So our 3rd move becomes the 1st move. So I check and I'm going to hammer across the head, and from the hammer I'm going to strike the arms down. So I catch him here and then I strike the arms down, and now I'm also going to delete my shuto. You'll notice I'm also somewhat adjusting the angle of delivery here. I'm trying to bring him in a little bit more because I'm deleting my shuto and I'm going to roll right to my elbow. And this is where we're going to add a suffix, an outward elbow. So our technique looks like this. We'll do it just slowly for you so you can see the moves. We're going to check, hammer, check down, roll the elbow. Now this could come to the face. We could alter the target, but you knew that already because that's the power of the formulation process. You can alter targets at will, okay, if and when appropriate. Now I want you to pay attention to this move. There's another role that this movement is playing, a very important role. See, at the beginning of the technique, when I step in, I check his hands. Now I'm striking him, but from here, this strike is also moving in. He might let go, he might not. But more importantly, this is functioning as a check on his height because I've controlled his hands. I've eliminated his hands as weapons, but when I step in, go to throw a kick, I could be in trouble. We got to pay attention to our opponent's available weapons. And to do so, we're going to break his height. We're going to control his height in such a way, go to throw a kick, that I'm canceling his ability to use his legs. And just pay attention to that. That's a very important piece of this technique. So now we have this. We check and strike down in the arms, and notice how that elbow just rolls right back around. And from here, with his height, I might just come right back to the face. If I'm fighting a bigger opponent, from here, this can be in the solar plexus, and that should look familiar. That's like the ending of two combination. Let's turn around. We'll show it to you from the other side, and then we're coming to the end of this course. He grabs me, he pulls me in, and I'm going to strike, and see how that is nice and fluid. I catch 1, 2, 3, and then back. And that's Mace of Aggression. So we looked at speed bag. From speed bag, we arrived at Raking Mace, and then from Raking Mace, we applied the formulation process again, and we arrived at Mace of Aggression. Now there is a movement down below with the legs that we add to this technique as well. We're just not exploring that today. So this is a variation of what we teach for Mace of Aggression. And that shows you the power of this process. From one very basic technique, and it is a very basic, simple technique. We could have started with 5 swords. I chose speed bag just because of its sheer simplicity. And from that one simple technique, we arrived at 2 additional techniques. Very nice, very powerful techniques that have many lessons within them. So I recommend you continue to look at these techniques and explore them. And again, if you don't study Kempo, I hope you enjoy those techniques and you adapt them within your training. But more importantly, take this process and apply it to your training. Because if you do so, I'm certain that you'll discover that your system, there's many connections that exist between your techniques. Not only are you going to, by exploring the formulation process, be able to devise a great deal more solutions to your what-if questions, but more importantly, you're going to start to establish the connections that exist between your techniques, and in such a way that I'm sure you'll discover that many of your advanced techniques are just derivations of the basic fundamental techniques that you learn. And that's a very important lesson, and it's one that will help you on your path to mastering whatever system you may study. So that'll be it for this course. I want to thank Justin for helping out. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got a lot of value out of this course. And if you have any questions, please let me know. Again, I thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you soon with a future course. Take care.